Hello, I welcome you to this video where we want to consider the question based on the concept of sets. So the question reads, on a particular day at a school with 50 grade 12 learners, 33 collected biology textbooks, 24 collected mathematics textbooks, and 23 collected history textbooks from the school library. 13 learners collected both biology and mathematics textbooks. 16 collected both mathematics and history textbooks. 15 collected both biology and history textbooks. And 10 collected all the three types of textbooks. The first part says illustrate this information in a Venn diagram. Then part 2, how many learners collected A, none of the textbooks, B, one type of textbook only, and C, two types of textbooks only. Okay, so how can we handle a question such as this one here? Okay, so we understand that the question indicates that on a particular day at this school, okay, which had 50 grade 12 learners, different textbooks were collected for biology, mathematics, and history. Okay, so these are three different subjects. So because we want to, as indicated in the first place, we want to illustrate this information in a Venn diagram. So we are going to do it like this. So we are going to draw the Venn diagram involving these subjects for biology, mathematics, and history. Okay? Now, how can we illustrate or simply show the information which has been indicated in the question here into the Venn diagram that we have here? So we are going to take it statement by statement, starting with the last part of the statement, because it talks about all the three types of textbooks. Okay? So the question says 10 collected all three types of textbooks. So where are we going to show or to illustrate these 10 learners in our Venn diagram? It is going to be in a part where all these three subjects are going to be catered for. So we are going to simply put the 10 here, indicating that this 10 was part of biology, mathematics, and history. 10 collected all the three. So these 10 were the intersection. They collected biology, they collected maths, they also collected history. So they are part of each of the three sets that we have here. So having done that, we can say the last part of the statement or the question has been considered. We move. What is the other statement? Going up, the other statement says 15 collected both biology and history textbooks. Biology and history textbooks. So momentarily, we can ignore the mathematics part. We consider for biology and history. Biology and history, we are told 15 collected both. So under biology and history, already we have a 10, okay? So to make the 15 which has been talked about in the question, we are simply going to add a 5. So that this statement is, or this condition has been satisfied. 15 collected both biology and history. And when we ignore the other part, we can see that for biology and history, we are now going to have a 15. So the other part of the statement has been considered. We continue. The statement going up says 15 collected both mathematics and history textbooks. So we move to mathematics and history textbooks. Mathematics and history textbooks. 16 collected. So again, temporarily we can ignore the other parts of the Venn diagram for biology. We just consider for mathematics and history. So we are told 16 collected both. So already for mathematics and history, those that did both of these subjects, as indicated here, we have a 10. So to make the 16, we are going to subtract from 16, we subtract 10, meaning the other part here is supposed to have a 6. So once we put a 6 here, then we have met the condition as indicated in the statement that we are following here. 16 collected both. And for maths and history, this is what we are going to put. We move. The other statement after this, it says 13 learners collected both biology and mathematics textbooks. 13 learners collected both biology and mathematics. So momentarily we can ignore the history, but we just focus on the learners that collected for biology and mathematics. So we are told it is 13, okay? And already for the two sets, biology and mathematics, we can see at the intersection we have a 10. So to make the 13, meaning we need to put 3 more, which is going to be indicated here. Okay, so that is for that part of the statement in our question. So again, we continue going up, considering the other statements that we have not yet dealt with. So from this one, the other one says 23 collected history textbooks from the school library. 23 collected history textbooks from the school library. 23 for history. So what do we have under the history textbooks, where we have indicated H to abbreviate the history textbooks? So we can see that under this, we already have, let's check the numbers that we have. So this is 15 plus 6. We are momentarily ignoring the other parts, okay? So for history, we have 5, 10, 16. Put these numbers together, we are going to have, this is 21. And the statement here says they were how many? 23 collected history textbooks. So if we have, this is 21, meaning we are short of how many to make the 23? We are short of 2. So we are going to put the 2 here so that this statement here is satisfied in our Venn diagram here. After this, the last statement says 24 collected mathematics textbooks. 24. What do we have under mathematics? Again, we are saying we can ignore these other parts as we focus on the part for mathematics. So what do we have under mathematics? We have, this is 10 plus 6, 16 plus 3. We have 19. So how many more do we need to get the 24? So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we need 5 more. And this 5 is supposed to be indicated on the other part of the sets for mathematics textbooks. We continue moving. The next statement going up says 33 collected biology textbooks. So again, momentarily we can ignore the other sets and focus on the one for biology textbooks. So 33, what do we have? This is 5, 10, making it 15, plus 3, so we have 18. How many more do we need? So we can simply say from 33, we subtract 18. This is going to give us what? It's going to give us 15, okay? So that 15 is going to be indicated on the other part of the set for biology textbooks. So we are at 33 and we continue moving. The question again says, on a particular day at a school with 50 grade 12 learners. So this is the only statement that is remaining. And when we check what we have here in terms of the learners, we are supposed to get the 50, okay? If we have any that has not been indicated within the sets that we have, then it's supposed to be outside of the Venn diagram. So when we put all these numbers together, what are we supposed to get? We've been told that under biology, we're supposed to have 33, okay? 33, so we add 5, we're going to have 38. Plus 2, that is 40, okay? Plus 6, that is 46. 46, is it 46? Yes, so we have 46. And how many more do we need to get the 50 that is supposed to be indicated or illustrated in our Venn diagram? So 46, meaning we have 4 learners that did not collect any of these subjects or textbooks. So we are going to put that 4 on the outside part of the sets that we have here. So that is to answer the first part of the question, which was talking about giving an illustration for the information that has been presented up here. The other part of the question, which is part 2, now says how many learners collected A, none of the textbooks. None of the textbooks. So again, we understand that from the Venn diagram, all these in the sets for B, M, and H at least collected one of the textbooks that have been mentioned in the question, except for these 4, okay? And for that, we are saying those that collected none, we simply say the 50 that was given, okay? The 50 that was given in the question, we subtract the sum of all these that we have. Already we have checked these numbers put together is going to give us 46, okay? Meaning those that collected none of the textbooks are going to be just 4 learners. So that is for the second part of the question. 4 learners collected none of the textbooks. Then part 2B says how many learners collected one type of textbook only, one type. So that is for part 3, one type of textbook only. One type only. Okay, so again, using the Venn diagram, we can tell that these 2 here just collected for history, 15 just collected for biology, then 5 collected for mathematics. So one type only is the keyword. So these, they were not part of any other subject. So we put these numbers together. We are saying one type only, it's going to be 15 plus 5 plus 2, which is going to give us 22 learners. Okay, so that is for the second part of the question, which is, so this is number 2B, okay? So this is number 2B, this was for A. Okay, so we now go to number 2C. Number 2C says, how many learners collected 2 types of textbooks only. 2 types of textbooks only. So for this, we can again use the Venn diagram, 2 types of textbooks only. 2 types of textbooks only. 2 types. So for 2 types, we are going to get this 5, which was part of the biology and history. We also get the 3, which was part of the biology and mathematics. Then we get the 6, which was part of the mathematics and history. So we are saying it's going to be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 6. Okay, which is going to give us this is 8 plus 6. We are going to have 14 learners. This is for the last part of the question for number 2. So what is important here is to understand the question, the statements, how they have been phrased in the question. We interpret it nicely using the Venn diagram. Then we can use the Venn diagram to answer the other parts of the question as what has been indicated here. So take time to go through the question. Ensure that you understand all the parts as indicated here, and then you can, in your own good time, you can look for a question similar to this and try to work it out. And maybe before we can go, we have a question here which is just as similar to the one that we are just from considering here. So this question is similar to the one that we are just from considering, okay? So reading through, it says, a survey carried out in a certain district showed that out of 215 teachers, 170 taught mathematics, 100 taught additional mathematics, 41 taught computer studies, 65 taught mathematics and additional mathematics, 30 taught additional mathematics and computer studies, 26 taught computer studies and mathematics, and 21 taught all the 3 subjects. Okay, so you can see that this is just like the one that we had handled in the first part of the video. So the first part of the question here asks that we illustrate this information using a Venn diagram. Okay, after doing that, then we can calculate how many teachers taught none of the subjects carried out in the survey. Then we can also calculate how many teachers, taught additional mathematics or computer studies, but not mathematics. Then see how many teachers taught 2 subjects only. So this is just as the one that we've been handling. So again, I would advise that you start from the last part of the question here, then you start going up. So you can pause the video, then try to give it a test and see how you can handle it. When you're done, you can share the solutions in the comment section, and we'll be able to discuss. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.